home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to loandepot.com and let us help get you home. That's loandepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
Step up to the plate with Terminix, the leader in pest protection for almost 100 years. We don't just hit home runs against termites. Since 1927, Terminix has defended homes and businesses nationwide from all kinds of pest curveballs. Trust Terminix to protect what matters most. Visit Terminix.com/Marlins to learn more. Because no one strikes out termites and pests like Terminix.
Miami Marlins fans, we celebrate every victory together. But when life throws you a curveball, whether you're injured at work, hurt in an accident, or facing a disability, you need a team that knows how to win. At Werner Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, we fight for you in personal injury, workers' compensation, and disability cases. With decades of experience, we make sure you get the benefits and compensation you deserve. Let us step up to the plate for you. Werner Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, where Miami's injured find their strength. Call us now or visit wernerhoffman.com. Let's win this together.
ADT is the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. ADT knows a lot can happen in a second. 1 second you're throwing a curveball, and the next you catch it. 1 second you're off base, and the next you've hit it out of the park. And when it comes to your home, 1 second you feel safe, and the next something goes wrong. But with ADT's 24/7 professional monitoring, you still do. When every second counts, count on ADT. Go to ADT.com/Marlins or call 800-750-0647 today. For license information, visit ADT.com.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. And Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Well, the Marlins fall 5-2 on Tuesday night in Washington, D.C. Windows open right now. You feel that chill in the air. 67 degrees. It does feel like autumn right now in the land of the cherry blossoms during springtime. Jack McMullen, Craig Minervini here guiding you through the 10th inning show after a 3-run loss for the Fish. They have dropped the front two of the 3-game set in Washington, so they will look to avoid the sweep tomorrow. It was a great weekend in New York. Obviously, they took 3 of 4 in Queens, but it just feels like the offense has not gotten rolling across these 18 innings against Washington right now. What have you seen or not seen from the Marlins offense through the front two?
Well, the patience was a little better at times tonight, but we saw doubles machine. We saw them forcing the issue on the base pass. They have 6 hits in the series, 5 singles.
Wow.
They came into they've been hitting doubles like crazy. They were second in the league in the National League in doubles coming into this series. They just haven't been able to really hit too many. The outs haven't been overly hard either, other than maybe Agustin Ramirez tonight, who had a shot to center, looked like it might get out of the ballpark. They haven't done much offensively in terms of hitting the ball out. Yesterday, a lot of meager ground balls for the outs, Jack. Pop outs here. I don't know if I have one L other than the shot. I put L for a liner. Other than the shot by Ramirez, they didn't sting too many balls. So give credit to the Washington pitching. But baseball can drive you crazy. When you go into New York, the Mets are red hot. You had 32 runs and 47 hits. You come to Washington, where they have not been able to pitch from a starting standpoint.
Yeah.
Penn's been great lately. And you get 2 runs, 6 hits. It makes you scratch your head.
Yeah. Adam Major on our side. He got the ball for the Marlins. He worked 6 innings today. 5 runs, 4 of which earned. Didn't walk anyone, did punch out 5. I know the Nats sprayed some hits around the ballpark today. Major was willing to compete within the strike zone. I thought that was big.
I thought he did a good job. Yeah, the one that you're going to scratch your head and worry about as far as the difference maker is James Wood.
Yeah.
But Wood is a great hitter. He's been quiet in the second half, but he's having an unbelievable year. And how many guys are going to hit that pitch? It was a little up for him. It was in a good spot. He still took it to left field. He's a left-handed hitter.
And that's what he does. He's
Tremendous
literally
power.
The best in baseball at hitting the ball out of the ballpark the other way.
And Jack, nobody other than Agustin Ramirez was hitting too many shots deep. The ball wasn't carrying very well, but it did off the bat of James Wood. That big 2-run homer changed the whole game. And don't forget, they gave him an unearned run. Before that, in this game, or it could have been a 2-2 game at that point. Marlins made 3 errors, way too sloppy defensively.
Last thing for you, Craig Minervini, they send the right guy to the hill tomorrow looking for a bounce back. Yuri Perez didn't have his stuff on Friday night in New York. He didn't last a whole inning. He got just 2 outs in that one. He went 39 pitches, and he was lifted with 2 men gone in the first. It feels like a prime opportunity for Yuri to bounce back and look like the young ace.
And needed big time tomorrow. If you do, you get to win your 4-3 winning road trip, which would be good. But certainly coming in here, Jack, you're thinking of winning the series, if not sweeping, against the Nats, playing so well. Did the Marlins against the Mets. It's disappointing. These 2 games are disappointing. Look, you look at the Rockies series this year, when the Rockies were down in the dumps, and they came in to Miami and swept the series. And this has that kind of feel on the road here. But again, a chance for the Marlins to win one here. There would be 6-4 against the Nats on the season series before they head back home.
Chance to right the ship a little bit tomorrow with Yuri on the hill. Craig Minervini, we will talk to you tomorrow. Highlights when we come back on the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network.
An hour. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch in the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from third. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base. And Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance. Marcy at third. Ramirez at first. And Augustine shuffling the 2-0 pitch. That one lifted out to center field. Mullins on the move, ranging back. Cedric Mullins makes the catch. That is plenty deep enough for Jacob Marcy to score from third base. And that's a productive out number 2 at this top of the first inning. A sacrifice fly from Otto Lopez. It opens scoring for the Fish. 1-0 in the top of the first.
Hitting catcher here for the Marlins. Senga, long look at the belt. And the runner and comes home. And it's ripped to left field and deep, and it's going to get over the head. In fact, it's going to get over the wall for a home run. A line drive by Augustine Ramirez. So we wish you the best. 3-0 pitch, ground ball, base hit, right side. A little late start for Hicks. He does get the green light. He'll score easily. And the Marlins have 4 on the board. Hernandez a big turn, but he'll go back to first. It's an RBI for Heriberto, and the boos are coming down here on Kodai Senga and the New York Mets. 4-0 Miami, 30, and that's second in the National League.
0-1. X gets a bunt down third base side. Beatty picks it up on the bare hand. He fires to second, and it's down the right field line. It kicked off the jutted out wall. Sanoja comes in to score, and a throwing error from Beatty plates another. X bunts his way aboard. We'll see how they want to score it, but Xavier Edwards on the misfire from Beatty at the hot corner is standing. Well, 10th Inning Show rolls on. Marlins fall on Tuesday night to Washington in Washington, 5-2 the final score. How did this one sound? Well, the Fish actually had the first scoring opportunity, and it was pristine in the top of the second after a fly out to center field from Liam Hicks. Otto Lopez singled the other way. Connor Norby, he drilled a single out to left. Troy Johnston was hit by the first pitch of his plate appearance, and that meant the bases were loaded with 1 man gone for Heriberto Hernandez. But unfortunately, Washington's starting pitcher today, Cade Cavalli, rolled a big-time out. First pitch to Hernandez. That one a roller over to third. Could be 2. DeYoung on a second for 1 on to first in time for the double play. 5-4-3 on the DP, and Cavalli gets himself out of the jam. He had bases loaded with 1 man gone, and that is an inning-ending double play. And Washington would immediately respond there half inning later after the inning break. Dalen Lyle loops a double down the left field line. Riley Adams mirrors that to plate the first run. 3-2 to a fellow alum. That one sprayed down the right field line. That's falling quickly. That is in for a fair ball, and Lyle will come in to score from second base. Adams hustling for second to throw, going to second is cut off, and it's back-to-back doubles to open the bottom of the second. That one an RBI 2-bagger for Riley Adams, and Washington strikes first. It's 1-0 Nationals, bottom 2. And he is plated by the newest Marlin killer, Jacob Young. And Adams pushes to third on a fielding error by Norby, and that one lined out to left center field. That one's in for a base hit. Adams will come in and score. You've got DeYoung, who pushed up 90 feet. That is an RBI single for Jacob Young. And the air, unfortunately, cost the Marlins a run. It's 2-0 Washington in the bottom of the second. Craig dropped this one during the broadcast. I think Jacob Young is now 30 for 72 against the Miami Marlins in his young career. That is a .417 batting average, and he's slugging a little bit. He's stealing bases. Man, he is not a sight you want to see if you are a Miami Marlins fan. Thankfully, Adam Mazur did roll a big-time ground ball double play off the bat of James Wood to get out of the second. His first time up. Next pitch to Wood. That a hot shot ground ball over to second. X has got it, flips to second for one, on to first in time for the double play. 4-6-3 on the DP, and the inning is over. But first damage done. An RBI double from Adams, an RBI single from Young. In the bottom of the third, Nats got another run across. C.J. Abrams with a leadoff double. Dalen Lyle brought him home.
There's a second-round pick 4 years ago by the Nats. He rips one to left center field, and it's going to drop for an RBI base hit. He did it again. Dalen Lyle didn't waste any time. He's 2 for 2, and it's now 3-0 Washington.
Lyle, a multi-hit day today. He was 2 for 4 today. Also RBIs in back-to-back contests. So Lyle singled in another national run. It was 3-0 at that point. Fish made it really tight half inning later, thanks to Connor Norby.
2-2 pitch. Hits it in the air to right center on the line. Going over the, can't get it. Cruz can't get it. 1 run will score. Here's Lopez rounding third. He comes in, and Connor Norby with a 2-run single to right center. The Marlins are back in it. It's 3-2 Washington.
But unfortunately, it felt like the dagger, especially looking back on it a half inning later. Answer back from Washington, something the Marlins have done so darn well this year. But a superstar, homer, James Wood with a 2-run shot.
Here's the 2-2 to Wood. Hits it in the air, deep left field. Hernandez going back. Hernandez looking up. It is gone. Goodbye, James Wood. The opposite way, his 3rd homer since the All-Star break. A 2-run shot, and the Nats are back up by 3. They lead 5-2.
And unfortunately, the Marlins, they had some shots, some good contact off the bat of Agustin Ramirez, also off the bat of Heriberto Hernandez, but that was all she wrote in this one. And he fires. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Eric Wagaman did offer on a slider in the dirt. It was at 92 miles an hour, bearing low and in, and Ferrer gets a punch out. Make it 13 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings for Jose A. Ferrer, and the Marlins fall on Tuesday night in Washington, D.C. Marlins do drop the series as Washington takes the front 2. Final score tonight, the Nationals 5, the Marlins 2. That was how this one sounded. When we come back, you'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th Inning Show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Hey.
Saw that in the Luzardo return this offseason and the Sanchez return.
2-2, a little chopper to second. Coming in is McNeil, throws to the plate, not in time. Diving in is Edwards, and the Marlins also get the benefit of getting Hicks aboard as McNeil went to the plate here at Citi Field. And a ground ball softly at right side. Back in it by Alonso. Throws off the glove of Holmes. Rounding third now. And coming home is Liam Hicks. And the Marlins get a run. Johnston will go to 1. He's got 59 RBIs on the year. And a line drive base hit to left field. Rounding third is Johnston. He'll score without a throw. Good response by the Marlins, taking advantage of a Met miscue and some timely hitting too. And the Marlins have 3 in the inning and a 4-2 lead. That was good to see. Hit it hard. Pitch on the way. Driven and over the shortstop's head. Lindor base hit. Hit so hard. Bobbled in left field. Now the green light from Blake Lally. He's run it well. And diving in and scoring is Jacob Marcy, who probably would have stopped if it wasn't bobbled by Nimmo in left field. But that was scorched. And Ramirez drives in the run. The Marlins have the lead.
April.
Otto Lopez is up, broken bat, right side. McNeil fields, throws to the plate, slides, safe is the call at home plate. Liam Hicks went in the back door. Let's see if the Mets will challenge. Have scored 2 still. Only 1 out. He hits one in the air to shallow center. Ramirez going to third. Mullins will grab. Ramirez going to try it. Throw to the plate is cut off. And Ramirez scored, runner safe at second base. That was very important. The Mets are throwing to third to see if Ramirez left early.
Beatty goes. The payoff pitch is lifted out to center field. That's hanging up for Hill. Long run in for him. Hill dives, and he makes the catch. Derek. 10th inning show rolls on here on the Marlins Radio Network. Marlins fall 5-2 to the Washington Nationals. Let's hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one.
Just what have you seen the last two nights from the group?
Yeah, offensively, we just haven't been very good. And I think we've missed too many fastballs, too many empty at-bats. And tonight we had a couple opportunities, and we haven't cashed those in. So the times when we've created some innings, we haven't been able to come through, and just don't feel like when we're at our best, there's more passing the baton. There's just a more competitive at bat, inning 1 through 9, and just for whatever reason, the last couple of days we haven't done that, and tonight we just didn't play very well. I mean, a few errors, and I thought Adam threw the ball well. He did. He some tough batted ball luck on a few balls, but credit to Washington. They got some hits with people on, and probably outside of the pitch to Woods that for the home run, Adam did his part to give us chances and keep us in the game.
What were the good signs from Adam tonight?
I think how he was able to pitch out of a jam there and kind of keep the game where it was. He threw some good sliders, and so I think his stuff as a whole looked good again tonight, and they were able to to find some grass on some balls, and when they had some people in scoring position, get some hits on them to score some early runs. But I thought Adam really, bowed his neck and really competed well, and to get through 6 that night is a big deal for us.
What was the challenge of Savali?
He's got a good fastball. He's got got good arm strength, spins the ball. But we had, we early on had an inning and had a chance. And I think Bert took a good pass on a ball, and unfortunately he just hit it on the ground, and then we missed too many fastballs, and I think that was the story for me tonight.
Did you feel like in that fourth, though, it started to resemble the team you've seen the whole entire year?
I mean, there were spurts. There was spurts where okay, we put together a couple good at bats, and then just the inability to finish innings when we did that, bit us tonight.
Pre-game, you were kind of talking about guys when they come up, if they could translate to the big leagues hitting wise for pitching. What are some of the indicators for Mazur as he's progressing? Maybe from the first time we saw him in spring to June to now.
I think it's the stuff, and how well does the stuff hold throughout the outing? The ability to throw multiple pitches in the strike zone if you're behind in the count. And then as well as, overall, really just the ability to fill up the zone. I think, Adam done that tonight, limited the free passes, was able to get some punch, got some swing and miss. So those are really good signs. Can you get some miss? And it always is going to start with the ability to access the strike zone. And if you're able to do it with multiple offerings, just gives you a chance to keep hitters off balance.
How about that slider in particular?
It's just harder. Like he was throwing some that were, in the upper 80s, and it looked like they're fastballs for a long way and then dart out of the zone. So, that's very encouraging. I think, he has a sweep or two, and if get that, continue to improve that pitch. He's have 2 breaking balls and enough fastball to complement those. So it's a good arsenal, and I think it's been encouraging to see Adam's ability to come up here and flood the strike zone, and that's something that's going to be imperative moving forward.
Was it encouraging to see him get Wood again to stay out for the 6th, and after giving up the home run to him, get him with a couple guys on?
It was good for him to be able to go out there and leave the runners on base that were out there and keep the game where it was to give us a chance.
How much are moments like that, whether it's a specific matchup again or just completing 6 innings? Those are things that you guys are looking for from these young guys, or any of the young guys?
I think we're looking for, innings is one thing. It's nice, when you're going to get into jams at the big league level, and ability to, step off and make pitches when you have to, and pitch yourself out of those jams, and he was able to do that, and he kept us in a spot in the game where we had he gave us some chances late to be able to hang in there and be in striking distance.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough after this one. Steve, I'm going to remove you from the stage real quick, but Steven Strom's got some thoughts. We will get those. 10th Inning Show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network.
with Robin
for a home with no worries. That one cracked down the right field line. Soto on the move. That gets in, and that'll plate 2. Wagaman gunning towards second base. He will get in there, and he plates Otto from third and Burt from second. Wag attack with a 2-run double, and it's a point. Also walked a batter. And the 3-0 to Weimer is drilled out to left. It's hanging up for Nimmo, and he misplayed it. He came in, he leaped high in the air, and he couldn't glove it. Wagaman comes in to score. Here comes Norby all the way from first, and he scores without a throw.
An amazing 343 start in his big league career. Ground ball right side, base hit, it's through the hole. Scoring is Hernandez. Wagaman is held up at third, and the Marlins get a run. Their 6th of the game. Another RBI for Marcy, 25 RBI.
Been there for it's there.
Yep. Chef Boyardee.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Punch to right center field. Softly, it'll drop for a hit. 1 run will score, and they will hold up Norby. Wagaman scores a throw to second base as they try to backpick Marcy, who got back in there. 7-2 Miami an hour. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch in the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from third. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base, and Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance.
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
10th inning show wrapping up here. Marlins fall to the Washington Nationals 5-2, the final score. No video, so we can't see Steven Strom's handsome face, but we do get the dulcet tones. Steve-O, what you got?
Yeah, my bad on the camera. Not sure why it's not working, but you do, like you said, you get to hear my voice. You heard it from Clayton McCullough, man. It's just there's sometimes you go through these spurts and the offense is kind of dried up for Miami. But I will say this, and I will make this point. The one thing you don't want to develop is when you play really good teams, you're ready, right? Because you know if you're not ready, you're going to get blown out. And when you play teams that aren't as good from a record standpoint, sometimes you tend to play down to the competition. And I feel like Miami has done that a couple of times this year. The first team I think of is the Rockies in that beginning of June series where everyone was talking about the 9-win Rockies. You get swept. You come here to Washington, who are 30 games under 500, and there's just I think there's a certain edge that you feel like you have to play with when you go play the Mets and Queens. I think you feel like you need to play a certain way when the Yankees come to the 305. And that's one thing you just don't want to have become a habit for the Marlins. And again, it's September. People are tired. Players are tired. I totally get that. It's young. No one has played a full season. But I think tomorrow is really important to come out with the right attitude. Get Yuri going. He's coming off a rough start. Didn't record an out in Queens. Come out here tomorrow. Get a win. 4-3 road trip. You take that. You take that going back to 305. But I just want to make that point. And we're not going to have a lot of these series, guys. I mean, we're going to be playing Phillies, the Rangers, the Mets. I mean, a lot of these teams fighting for playoff hope. So, tonight, hopefully these first two are an outlier, but that was just the one point I did want to make. Just playing down to the competition, that's a no-no. Make sure you bring the same effort, the same energy, same attitude every single game. It's impossible to do it in all 162, but hopefully the Marlins can learn from these first two.
Chance to bounce back, wipe the slate clean, and avoid the sweep tomorrow afternoon at 1:05. Yuri Perez gets the ball. Steven mentioned really struggled in New York. I think it was 2/3 of an inning and 39 pitches. But Yuri tries to bounce back against left-hander Mitchell Parker, 7-15 with a 5.94 ERA. 1:05 first pitch. Steve-O hits the air with Marlins on deck at 12:30. Huge thank you to Ahmed Jordan in studio tonight. For Steven, for Craig, I'm Jack saying so long from Nationals Park. 5-2, Marlins, they fall to the Washington Nationals. And this has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
#1 on your car